With the first signs of the trades returning, it was time to put the sailing rig back on our proa, but first it needed some fixes and upgrades.
Oh, crispy.
What we choose to call a lee board, but was actually a composite shelf, got a new extension piece.
Jak wierciłem, to strasznie krzywo wywierciłem.
Nie upuścisz, powinno być okej.
I better help. Alpha was re-rigged and ready for a test sail.
Oj,
which confirmed our suspicion that the temporary sail was no longer. It not only had a huge hole, but was also shedding tiny pieces of plastic, so it was promptly taken down with a solemn promise to never make that same mistake again. It was time to make use of that spinnaker fabric we got from a fellow boater.
Ojej, chyba za duży będzie.
bubu.
No nie, no dobrze, takie.
Takie?
As we were doing the sail from scratch, we decided to make it a little bigger while we were at it. The sail was cut to our standard level of precision, known more widely as malmeno.
To już jest mniejszy, Tak. Na dinghy jest dalej, no. się. Jeszcze go nie ma, a już się lękam, wiesz?
For the rainy days, we had the meditative task of recycling the edge tape. Then we prepared the reinforcement patches. And put the pieces away until we could get access to a sewing machine. In the meantime, we engaged in our regular chaos of jumping between projects, like continuing to repair a washout paddle that we got from a friend. And of course, we forgot to film the first step. It was pretty straightforward though. We just glued another piece of washout wood using thickened epoxy. Now that it was cured, it was time to work on its aquadynamics.
A little bit of trimming.
Musisz się bardziej skupić na trzymaniu niż kręceniu. Albo kręcimy, albo robimy wiosło.
Perhaps not very well, but turns out we can do both. Then a friend came by with a dead inverter to try and see if it could be rescued.
No. So chopping the voltage of 12, putting it to the transformers, yes, and then from transformers you will have like more than 100, yeah, this is 100 something volts, yes, and then this one is actually doing here, it's doing 110, so blown after transformer after MOSFETs.
The hope was that it was just the fuses that were blown.
I don't know if I will be able to solder it. Oh man, I don't have enough power. This will not happen probably. So it's not so super powerful. I'm afraid this is not enough.
And this is actually already the bigger one from...
Maybe.
Huh?
Eat and don't put the solder into your soldering iron tip. Yeah,
On the metal and
Yeah.
not on the chip.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
That's the key. And when you have solder on the tip, it's just helping with the transferring the heat.
So each time you put a drop first on the chip, and that's gonna help to dissipate the heat in the whole
Exactly.
thing, and
Exactly.
then you only put the material on
Yeah,
the rest.
yeah. Another thing is, maybe, and another thing is that the solder here, what they were using is, you see, now it's,
Oh, yeah, it's softening.
yeah. Because when I will
Okay.
do the same stuff with the component will just melt.
The lesson involved some hands-on practice.
It's to put the solder into the component, and the component needs to be hot enough to melt it.
And how do you know when it's hot enough?
Touch it with the solder,
And it should.
just
okay.
flow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because when the solder iron is hot, when you touch this with the solder, it's flowing. Yeah.
No.
Help you again? Yes?
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you go from below then.
No, it's just like, yeah.
Okay.
And always when you wanna solder something, the best rule is to pre-solder everything. Wires, connectors, components, exactly.
Okay.
Blob, so
Okay.
it will
On
flow.
each.
Yeah.
And if the solder flows on the PCB, it's a big
it's
problem, or?
explosion.
Okay.
No, it should not flow anywhere. There is one spot where it's getting hot, the tip. Yeah,
That
exactly.
one.
Yeah, so yeah, and just hold it. Yeah, you need to wait and wait and wait.
Unfortunately, it refused to work, but it did get scrapped for parts.
Ciekawe co tam.
As a warm-up before cutting the paddle, Bartek prepared new pedestals for our clutches.
Pokaż na oko. Pokaż na oko. Professional. Masa menos.
Ach, na oko masa. Tylko, że
Little bit more.
no, tak jest całkiem nieźle, nie?
Looks good.
tutaj trochę nie.
We truly are lucky to be surrounded by good people, and our friend let us use his sewing machine. So now we just needed to sew in a short piece that was too heavy for it and some ropes. We needed to also modify the spars to fit the new size of the sail.
No to Bartek wymierzyłeś, no kurwa. No jest jak żyleta, nie? Nie.
Nothing that cannot be fixed.
Śrubka. Trzymasz? Czy jest sztywność? Jest sztywność. O. Tamtąd? Tamtąd, tam.
Later that evening, last squall of the season caused our friend to drag a bit. The situation was what we call shitty but stable, so we waited until the next morning to re-anchor. I guess we are a bit rusty, but we would be moving in a couple of days anyhow.
Angela? You neighbor.
Terrifying.
Not my best work, but it'll do. It was time to arm the beast. And so we made ourselves a Christmas present. I know, I'm a bit behind on our editing. I'm working on it.
You see here, kid, you gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after or what came before. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep breath, and jump. And you might think, what if I fall? Well, what if you don't? What if you fly?
And you definitely beat the Optimist earlier.
What you see is at his boat.
But you didn't try to get to his boat, so.
No wind, man.
You know, I give you a line and I pull you to the wind.
I can go there, but I think for first session I would have enough. I'm feeling a little fried already.
Yeah, the sun is strong today.
A couple of things.
What are you gonna change?
The line here
Okay.
need to be longer. Yeah. And then I don't know. I don't have place to put the center board, and it's more and more stuff.
Okay. Or here.
Yeah. The whole idea is to do it from trash.
Okay, I have
from
trash on.
dust,
You know, I had a Bimini on my boat once. Get them for prototyping. I have no use for them, honestly. I kept them for building something like a solar arc, but it's just an illusion.
All the lines are black.
Yeah, all the lines are black, so when there is a tangle with something, I don't know with what and where,
You can mark the end with a bit of isolation tape.
The next couple of days were spent testing it out, so fair warning, what's coming up is a lot of slightly shaky proa sailing footage. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.